Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV and the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship at Summit Point in the United States. I'm Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath at a really tight and technical racetrack with some interesting corners, good overtaking opportunities. Adam, we always see a good meeting here.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. It's a track that we know pretty well from our days in the club series, and looking at the layouts of the track on the screen here, I think we've got some pretty good overtaking opportunities around this track, and with the whole circuit surrounded by grass and gravel, it's going to catch a few drivers out as well, I think.
It always seems to do around this circuit, and Nico Foggy looking in great form at the moment. 1:11.3. He's over a tenth clear of Dave Baker in qualifying. Looking very good indeed. We've got over 50 cars again here. 48, 9, 50, 55 we've got at the moment. So let's hope they all make it through the opening lap, which we saw on as we saw on the MX-5s on Tuesday, Adam, was not always not possible really for these drivers.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, the MX-5s on Tuesday. I got to see a little bit of it, and yeah, they had their work cut out. We'll see what happens in this one. As yeah, we're on our way to the end of the qualifying session.
Indeed, we are. And looking at the front, then it's Nico Foggy on pole. Dave Baker will be alongside him. Sven Glatzel in third. Stephen Baxter is fourth, with British Touring Car champion Ash Sutton in fifth. Three-time BSRTC champion Wojciech Swidovic is in sixth, with Ross McFarlane seventh, and another former winner, Jamie Rushworth, in eighth. Stelin Chepelevsky takes some time out from his exploits in the Rallycross to be ninth. Ben Hackison is 10th. And Stuart McFadden, vastly improving, is 11th. Pete Newman, well, he's 12th in two consecutive showdowns in the BSRTC, and he starts here as well. Nathan Davis, 13th, and lucky for some. Christian Rose, 14th, very strong in the World GT Championship this season. Brian Holmes, a winner last time out, 15th. Michael Blake, 16th for Simauto, with Jack Sedgwick in 17th. He's been a surprise package in this season. Alex Simpson, our colleague, 18th place. He looks to build on a very solid Motegi. Jake Blackhorn, 19th, needs some good fortune. The Australian. Nick Madsen in 20th. Jack McIntyre, 21st. Colin Cunniff, 22nd. Mark Woodhouse, 23rd. Then Alex Everett in 24th. 25th for Ian Roskell, who's improving as well by the looks of it. Mark Johnston in 26th. Watch him charge through the field. He usually does. Matt Keeber, 27th. Johnny Brandon in 28th. Then Martin Front, 29th. And the combative Rusty Laidler is 30th. Chris Wood is 31st. Bit of a dip in form for him, it seems, after a very good beginning of 2018. Maciej Sakovic is 32nd. Adam McNally for Youth Energy is 33rd, with Dan Brown 34th. Kip Stevens, two-time champion, 35th. Simon Edwards, 36th. Tristan Bodis, 37th. Max Wright in 38th. Former AM champion John Roberts in 39th. And Paul I1 at Bathurst Smith, 40th. Lowell Murray's 41st, with Scott Malcolm, 42nd. Gareth Hickling, 43rd. Dave Christie, 44th. And Dave Crozier in 45th. Carl Janssen, World GT champion, 46th. Craig Williams, 47th. Josh Thompson in 48th. There'll be fireworks seeing him come through. Anwar Smith, 49th. Pete Harris, 50th. Former Club Series champion Lee Deemer, 51st. Adam Hadfield, 52nd. Rob Graham in 53rd. Michael Hall, 54th. He's got a lot of work to do from there. And Adam Delmont has the most work to do of all, Adam.
Well done, Woody. That was very good. And we still got 15 seconds to spare as well. So
wasn't bad.
that was pretty good. I was just going through it on the graphics with you, and there was quite a lot of them. There we go. There's the Scuderia Haggis car on the pole. And we are getting set to go then. Who's going to be leading into this first corner? It's one of the longest runs to the first corner of the year. Here we go.
Revs are rising then. Any moment now, 55 Kia Optimas are going to charge into turn one. And that moment's now as the green light is on. What a start by Glatzel. Look at him go. And his teammate can't get out of the way quick enough. The GT Omega is not his teammate. It's a stablemate, though. Foggy and Glatzel driving for the same organisation. Now, Baker's trying to go around the outside here. Couldn't win the World GT Championship on Monday night. Might be able to get a good foothold in the BSRTC here by winning today at Summit Point, who will scale the summit of the BSRTC. Dave Baker's done it once before in Season 7. Can he do it once more? Well, he's going to have a fight on his hands because Nico Foggy, Adam, is on a charge.
He's going to try and wrestle the lead back, but Baker, brave in the early going on the cold tyres, has managed to hold it out around the outside, and he's got the inside as Foggy drifts
off.
off.
For Foggy, he's off. And it was the bumpy outside, Adam, that was not... It's a very difficult corner that if you go wide, it didn't work for Foggy. He drops down the order.
Yeah,
now it's Baker, then Glatzel, then in third is Sutton.
Great start by Sutton, up 2 positions. Yeah, that left-hander's extremely cambered on the inside, and if you get out wide there, you're really struggling as Baker. Sutton.
Look at that from Sutton, and look at that from Wojciech Svidovic. He's going to try and get them all. He's going to try and get Ash Sutton at least. Sutton, who had a solid Donington in the BTCC at the weekend. We were there cheering him on, and it did go okay for him. Good job here. Oh, and there's a punt. And that's Baxter hitting Wojciech Svidovic. I wonder if Baxter got a bit of help maybe from his own teammate there.
We were watching, we were on board with Svidovic when that happened, and we just got the tag in the rear, and away he went, and it's 2 wide further back. That's another Apex car. That's Selin Chepelevsky going wheel to wheel with Jamie Rushworth. These two, the old guard.
Well, this is very similar to what we had at Motegi in race 1, isn't it? Sutton and Baxter leading the charge. Apex car in the mix. It's not Alex Simpson this time, it's Wojciech Svidovic. And then behind him is Baxter, Glatzel, Foggy's back up to 6th. Then it's McFarlane, then Rushworth, Chepelevsky. The battle for 10th is raging on. It's Stuart McFadden versus Ben Hackerson. 2 of the young stars of this series.
Yeah, and according to the graphics, this is all a huge battle for 8th, starting with Rushworth, Chepelevsky, McFadden, Hackerson, Davis, and Newman as well, all separated by just over a second and a bit as they go for this final corner.
It's the biggest battle for 8th in the world.
Pause. In the world. Over the line we go. Fastest lap of the race. Baker, 112.7. Everybody else in the 112 and the 113s as Baker and, Sutton and Svidovic go into battle.
Yeah, it's always fun when these two have a fight on the circuit. We saw that in Season 6. We've seen that since. We saw it a couple of weeks ago, indeed. But this is allowing David Baker to get away. 1 second is the difference. And coming through turn 2, you've got to keep an eye out because a lot of drivers are going to try and use that gravel as a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card there. They've got only a 15 incident limit. There's a 20-minute race here, so they will not be wanting to use up too many of their incident points early on, especially not running wide. You have to save those for the 4Xs you'll probably end up with.
Yeah, incident limit in this series is 15, and we have been seeing a few drivers get caught out, especially on a track like this where there isn't tarmac runoff area, there is just grass, so you will be getting incident points for the off tracks that you get as well. So this could be interesting. Plus, we've got no barriers to stop you hurtling off into the trees, which I think someone did right at the back of the field at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, the trees are a hazard that isn't usually a factor at other circuits. We've lost already Jake Blackhall, Adam McNally, and Daniel Brown. So Blackhall's look, well, or lack of, seems to continue. So settled into a little bit of a holding pattern here, but you can see Rushworth and Chepelevsky. Well, there's 2 old veterans of the series here. Maybe less of the old, but definitely veterans. And here comes McFadden. He wants in that on this as well.
Yes, Stuart McFadden. Let's go on board with him as he chases down the Apex car going through this right-hand kink. This is where him and me collided in the World Series, and off he goes.
You called him a few harsh things, but never mind that. This is a very tough section in the Kia Optima, though, isn't it? Because you can't really go full throttle through here to be effective.
You can't really go too wide through here either.
Jamie's gone a bit wide there. Chepelevsky might have a good opportunity here, but I think he needs to do it into turn 1 if he's going to do it.
The final corner we go.
Rushworth's got away with it.
Just about, I think. Over the line we go.
Is it me, or is there a tad less slipstream in the Kia Optima than we used to get?
From memory, yeah. When I did my World Series race here, it was really good.
That's Baker going very wide, and Sutton getting a little bit of a getting a boost there in terms of trying to win the race. I think he's going to support Baker more than anything here. You would think, because Sutton, he doesn't usually, not to my knowledge, I don't think he's ever done a full season of this competition.
No, he hasn't. He wasn't here last week, was he? At oh no, he was at Motegi, wasn't he? He won a race. How could I forget that? But
He has been a showdown contender though, hasn't he?
yeah,
And that was last season.
And that was even when he missed a few rounds as well. He managed to get in on the wild card. He'd just done the minimum required, and he'd won a whole load of races as well, which guaranteed his spot in the showdown.
I think he was only one race meeting over the minimum, wasn't he?
Just about. I remember Kaiser, the statistician, telling us that it was pretty close. Onto the front straight we go again. Speaking of boosts, we heard that earlier. Boosted cars. We got Hackerson in 10th. And also, just behind him, there's a battle going on here. It's Christian Rose, Colin Cunniff, Northern Lights Racing GT Omega. And we've got Brian Holmes, the winner last time out of Motegi, and Alex Simpson in there as well.
Are you surprised? Oh, off goes Cunniff. Well, that is not great at all. Completely missed his braking point there. He's going to be down behind the Simoto car of Johnston, maybe behind the other one of Blake.
Just having a look on the replay at how Cunniff did it. He tried to go to the outside of the CQR Academy car, but broke too deep and went in too deep, and off he went.
Good battle here. Quickly, Woodhouse and Martin front. They were side by side. Oh, just in front of them, look at that. That's McIntyre and Johnny Brandon.
Yeah, indeed. Johnny Brandon in 23rd place, lost 2 positions. Up 4 positions in the Bodak car. McIntyre in the Youth Energy 33, down 2 positions. He's in 23rd.
This never ceases to amaze me how good these drivers are that are down in these 20th, 30th positions. It's unbelievable. How the quality of these drivers. You've got winners in this competition, like Paul Smith down there. Kip Stevens, who's won the title. John Robertson, AM champion. They're down in the 30s.
One thing we have noticed, you can tell by the stripes on the timing tower, so we haven't got many Pro-Am drivers.
Sorry. That was Wojciech Svidovic and Ash Sutton making a bit of contact. They have both managed to survive, but yeah, you're right. Pro drivers seem to be definitely there don't seem to be that many AM drivers who are
near the front.
Fighting near the front at least now, but that is the idea of the class system.
Don't forget we've got reverse grids for race 2 and race 3. We have got the wheel at the ready, and we've got some sound as well, I think, this week for the reverse grid wheel, hopefully anyway.
Well, we have had AM winners this season, by the way, as well.
Yeah, we have. Right, through the S's we go. And this pack, I thought it was going to break away, but it's Sutton and Savidovic, the two well-known battlers, still holding up everybody here as the Northern Lights GT Omega cars. I think they can sniff a chance of maybe even getting by 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, it's just one great big line at the minute, isn't it? It's just a snake through the S's section. That's quite appropriate. Looks like a sidewinder going through. But now there's a battle at the back of this with Davies and McFadden. Neither of those two is going to give an inch. McFadden backs it into turn 1. He's got damage on the front of that 111 car.
Riding on board with McFadden and lost 1 position so far in this race today. 13-1 on that last lap as he closes up to the back of the Apex car of Davis there, going through the left-hander. I'm sure many of those drivers will be using that gravel trap on the exit to get them a bit of time. Look at the car skating about on the brakes.
Yeah, it's really a test with these front-wheel drive Kia Optimas. The rear end goes very light at times, and it means that control can be an issue. But at the same time, you've got the advantage of being able to use the throttle pedal to save the car. So it swings and roundabouts, I guess. And he got very close to Davies, did McFadden, in that middle sector, but no way through there. Very little room to pass. And Davies is trying to get past Hackerson. Hackerson, who does take that corner fairly tidily. McFadden with the best seat in the house, really, as they go into turn 1. Let's see if anybody makes a move. Davies is thinking about it. Surely he's not close enough, is he?
Oh.
Answer to that is an emphatic no.
No.
But at least he realised. Now, there is a battle going on there. I can see it. It's Christian Rose and is it Brian Holmes?
It's Alex Simpson.
Ah, there we go.
His Apex teammate, and Alex goes through.
Yeah, well done. Good move there. Alex looks more comfortable in the race. than he does in the qualifying in this car. But he did qualify second at Motegi. It was a very good performance. 3 solid races. Brian Holmes is in there. He did win a race, of course, in Japan. And then it's Madsen and Johnston just behind them. That's a good scrap as well. Good little train of 7 cars here. Little. It's not a little train, is it? Johnston just behind Madsen. And then it's Everett, Blake, Cunniff, Brandon and McIntyre. Some great drivers in there. There's some really solid drivers. Dear me.
Highest AM driver, by the way, is Michael Blake. He's in 20th position. He's having a look at the inside as we go into the first corner. Oh, no, it's not him. It's Madsen and Johnston.
Yeah, it's Johnston. And through he goes. It's a great qualifying lap from Michael Blake. That's probably the best one I think he's ever done, if I'm honest with you. Look, in this company, tremendous performance to qualify in 16th. And still having a good race. He's just outside the top 20 at the moment. But that will give him a solid, well, hopefully for him, a solid position at the start. We have lost a couple of other drivers. We lost Dave Christie, Craig Williams, and Lee Deemer. Well, 3 to be exact. So we're down. So that's 6 retirements, which isn't too bad out of 55 who started. We've got about, what, 8 minutes left?
Yeah, just over the 12-minute mark.
I love these longer races. These are the best races for me. The 4 races, you know, I'm allowed to say that now because it's gone, but I wasn't a fan of it. Too much hustle and bustle, too much bashing and crashing, so to speak.
I think by the time it got to the end of it, I think we spent more time on an ad break than we had with the racing. So yeah, I think we probably bring you more racing now, don't we? As Ross McFarlane once said.
Well, there's more percentage of racing. We get done a little bit earlier. The racing's better because the drivers aren't just going for every single move. I think that was the problem with what we had, was the drivers are just going for moves on nearly every corner because they have to rush to the front. Now they don't have to rush at all. And speaking of Rushworth is in a big scrap with McFarlane.
Yeah, Titanic duel this. You can see on the timing tower we've got the teams.
He's on the inside.
Here he goes.
Oh, that's terrific driving by both. Great driving by McFarlane. Oh! Contact. And that's got Chepelevsky interested. Stellion won't need to be asked twice.
Chepelevsky trying to get back into the rhythm. It shows he hasn't lost much because he's still in the top 10 here.
Yeah, not at all. A man who, in many people's eyes, should be a BSRTC champion by now, but he just hasn't had the full season go perfectly for him.
He's probably a better rallycross driver on iRacing than Scott Speed. There, I went there, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think there's a probably about it. Having said that, I do think Cheppy. I mean, Cheppy's a world-class driver in rallying and rallycross, and I think that's a great sort of that's a great thing for him to get involved with. But the fact that he can still come and have fun with us on Thursday nights is great, and it does look like the rumored demise of Andreas Katz might have come to pass. You know,
maybe that's why Cheppy's in the car. Then hopefully
that would make sense to me.
Hopefully it's just a cooling off period for Katz because it would be a shame for him to be gone, and I think Apex would be probably worse without him, as the battle for second place is easing up.
That's a man who's had more exits than Harry Redknapp.
I think a few other managers could claim that throne as well, I think.
Except Andreas Katz actually won something in his career.
Katz is definitely not a Wally with a brolly.
No, he's not. Here comes Simoy Sheksavinovich then. Having another look on Sutton, and I wonder if this time, Adam, he's going to use that outside line to his advantage. Is he still overlapped with Sutton? Oh, he was, but he got on the grass. And Wodge nearly lost it. And this allows Baxter in play as well. What were the odds on Stephen Baxter being a legitimate top 5 BSRTC driver about 1 year ago? I would have thought it was more likely for England to win the World Cup.
He's doing really well, isn't he? And so is his team as well. Since Northern Lights Racing, since at least the second half of last season, Northern Lights Racing have been pretty good, and they've got
He's doing a brilliant job.
And they've got the likes of Glatzel on board with the Fanatec team merging with them as well, and they could be real contenders, real underdogs when the showdown gets underway if they can get in there. That's for sure. Right, 4 minutes to go.
I think the only underdog thing about GT Omega Northern Lights Racing is the fact that maybe they don't have quite the strength in depth that some of the other teams have, and I think that could be really the thing that that does it among all else, you know.
Probably because it's almost like the Tottenham Hotspur. Sorry to bring football into it again, but they're like the team that have got quite a lot of good talent, but they just need to win something to get that recognition. I think with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, because they've split their efforts into pro and pro-am teams. I feel like they've diluted what's a really, really strong driver lineup. Because Nico Foggy drives for the pro-am team.
But he's their one pro, isn't he?
He's arguably their quickest driver. I mean, it is arguable. It is very arguable because look at how well Baxter and Glatzel are doing. But Foggy's just behind, you see, look.
Something's kicking off in the background. It's in one of the lower battles. We've got Martin front, McIntyre and Woodhouse were all over the place going through the back section of the circuit. Just caught that on the back of the camera. But it looks like it's all settled down now. Thompson's up 24 positions, by the way, to 24th.
Yeah, good job by Josh Thompson. And the car in front is really suffering. Who is that? That's Jack Sedgwick. I think there's severe damage for Sedgwick. I mean, it looks like it. Anyway, that thing is moving around. Is it crabbing?
Hard to tell. It looks like it. Yeah, it is, I think. Yeah, it is. We're on the helicopter view, and it's moving about all over the place.
I would not want to be next to that car, and Josh Thompson decides that he's not going to be next to that car for very long, and he goes through. And that is a sensible option from Thompson. Blake and Brandon and Cunniff are locked in a battle as well, 20th, 21st and 22nd. We're into the final 2 minutes here at Summit Point. And it's still Baker. Are you surprised that Baker hasn't managed to get away a bit further, considering the battling that's been going on behind?
I don't know, really. He seems to be doing pretty well. He's keeping them all back, and obviously Ash Sutton, his teammates, is marshalling the attack of Wojciech Savidovic as well. So Baker and Sutton, I wonder if they're coordinating what's going on. But then again, he did say to us at Donington that they don't communicate with each other.
But would you not maybe thought that Baker, who's had pretty much an unimpeded run, would be further than 3/4 of a second ahead of Ash Sutton? I personally would, which indicates that maybe he doesn't quite have the pace. Because you sense that if Sutton maybe wasn't battling with Savidovic, that he'd probably be a slightly quicker driver at this point. I mean, they were very close in qualifying, and Baker to out-qualify Sutton is something that never used to happen, but he seems to have sorted that out recently.
Hopefully he can get it done then. We've got 1.5 laps to go.
Ash!
That was close.
Ash took a lot of speed into the right-hander. And very nearly came a cropper. Savidovic, Baxter, Glatzel, Foggy, McFarlane, Rushworth, Chepelewski and Hackerson. There's the top 10. They're all in the shot. And then just behind them, you've got Davies, McFadden and Newman, and Simpson and Holmes and Johnston, Rose, Madsen and Everett, and then 20th is Cunniff. Those top 18, they're less than 10 seconds apart still, even after 20 minutes of racing. That's tremendous.
Right, 1 lap to go, and all of a sudden, Sutton is right with Baker. So this could be a pretty entertaining final lap that we've got on our hands here, as we've got some 2 Ys in the background, as that must be Foggy in there. Trying to get past Glatzel.
Yeah, Foggy's the car with the Scottish flag on the roof. Just behind Glatzel with the German flag. Then the English flag is Baxter. Savidovic runs a tiny bit wide again. Incident points just for you. Lee Deemer's been disqualified. Craig Williams, Dave Christie, Adam Delmont and Jack Sedgwick. All of them have had 15 incidents. Rob Graham, 14. Cedric's now 13 showing on my screen. Rushworth, 13. Michael Hall, 13. So a lot of drivers who've been in a few scrapes so far. Now, Baker, can he stay ahead through the final corner? It's going to be close with Sutton, this. To the line. Taking the win in round 19 of the 2018 BSRTC is David Baker for CQR Club. Ahead of Ash Sutton and then Wojciech Smidovic in third.
Great job by those guys over the line. Pretty close between Alex Everett and Colin Cunniff. That was Everett getting 19th. It was between Madsen and Everett, sorry. It was Cunniff there. Michael Blake, the top am, comes across the line to take 21st place. Sakovic and Janssen were pretty close at the line as well. Just as well as Kip Stevens. Also drag race in the background.
Edwards and Crozier. Edwards and Hickling into the final corner. And in fact, they might come for Crozier here. Dave Crozier, can he get to the line in time? Oh, no, he can't.
That was Edwards by 200ths of a second.
It was a superb race. Really enjoyed that. It had the tension, it had the drama, it had the clean driving. And it had a very, very good, well, very, very good battle for the win. 4 seconds covered the top 10. That is exactly what you want in any race. And if we're ready, Adam, for the finishing results, I can give them.
Okay, I'll just get them out for you now.
You can give me them.
Oh, I can give you them. I'll hang on. I was just going to inform the viewers that I've just realised that we did have the iRacing sounds off for the broadcast, so you had to deal with us. But we've got them on now. Knew there was one thing I'd forgotten when we got going, but yeah, I'll turn the session state off and the race results on, and away you go, Woody.
Oh, I thought you were going for it. Never mind.
Oh, no.
David Baker wins the race with just a 10th over Ash Sutton. Wojciech Smidovic in third. Stephen Baxter in fourth. And fifth for Sven Glatzel. Nico Foggy started on pole. Didn't get the best start, and then it didn't go well for him. He went off the track, finished in 6th place. Ross McFarlane 7th. Jamie Rushworth 8th. Stelian Chepelevsky in 9th. And 10th for Ben Hackerson. 11th was Nathan Davies with Stuart McFadden 12th. Pete Newman 13th. And Alex Simpson 14th. 15th was Brian Holmes. 16th place, I said he would charge through. Mark Johnston, 17th, Christian Rose, 18th, Nick Madsen, Alex Everett, 19th, and Colin Cunniff, 20th. It could have been a lot better for Cunniff, but he went off, of course, in the middle of the race. Michael Blake, 21st, Johnny Brandon, 22nd, Josh Thompson, 25 positions gained and finished in 23rd. Jack Sedgwick in 24th, Martin Front was 25th, 26th was Jack McIntyre, 27th for Mark Woodhouse, Carl Janssen, 18 positions gained and finished in 28th. Maciek Sakovic, 29th. Paul Smith up 10 to 30th. 31st, Matt Keeber. Chris Wood, 32nd. Kip Stevens, 33rd. John Roberts, 34th. And 35th for Ian Roskell. 36th was Tristan Bodis. And then Rusty Laidler in 37th. And then a few drivers who made up good positions. Robert Graham, Michael Hall and Pete Harrod. And then 41st was Scott Malcolm, Adam Hadfield, 42nd. Lon Murray in 43rd. Then 44th was Anwar Smith. 45th, Max Wright. Gareth Hickling, 46th, and then it was 47th for Simon Edwards. Dave Crozier then was the last car on the lead lap in 48th. We saw dueling to the line with Edwards, and then Delmont, Christie, Williams, Deemer, Blackhall, McNally, and Brown all failed to make the finish of the race. So terrific stuff out there, Adam, and now the reverse grid wheel is going to come into play.
Right, let's get that up, and yeah, hopefully we can hear it. Sound is key at the moment. There's the wheel, and we will spin it and see who gets on the pole position. Here we go. It's spinning. Oh, hello. I haven't changed anything, I promise. It's number 40. 40 is the number, and who's that going to be putting onto the pole?
So 40 is going to be Pete Harrod. So that reward for those 10 positions gained is going to be pole position. It's worked out perfectly for CQR, hasn't it? Pete Harrod, Michael Hall, first and second, Rob Graham, third, Rusty Laidler, fourth, and it will be Tristan Boris in 5th for race 2. So join us after the break then. Give us about quarter of an hour. We should be back for round 2 of the evening here on the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Welcome back to Summit Point and the BSRTC on Apex Racing TV. Andrew Woodhouse and Adam Bath here, bringing you round 2 of the evening, which is round 20 of the championship already, Adam.
Yeah, they're flying by, aren't they? Of course, we've got less races this year because we've only got 3 races, so we're going to only have about 100 or so compared to the 130. And yeah, we're now into May, the month of May. Where's the time going?
I know, soon with the Indy 5, we've got more immediate things to talk about here. Pete Harrod and Michael Hall, front row lookout for CQR, and then it's Rob Graham for Automac Knockhill, then it's Rusty Laidler, the CQR Academy, and then the boosted car of Tristan Bodis. Let's see how they get on. Race 1 winner Dave Baker is in 40th as the green light is on. It's a decent start by Harrod, but a really good start by Hall. Hall might take the lead here into the first corner. How late is Harrod going to be on the brakes against his teammate? The answer is very. Oh, have it. Did they make contact, Adam? I'm not sure, but it has allowed Rusty Laidler into 3rd position. Yeah,
what a start by Laidler. Right away, the CQR Club and Academy team dominating proceedings here. It was a good reverse grid for them. Rob Graham's not had the best start. The Automech liveried car, which Rory Butcher was sporting, or should that be the other way around, has lost 2 positions.
Oh, big slide from Hall, going through the right-hand kink. Sorry about that, yeah, but Rory Butcher having some decent pace, it seemed. Donington couldn't quite turn it into into good race results. Top 5, I think, in race 3, didn't he? But that was about it. What we got?
There's a car off.
Oh, there's another one off as well. It's it's Smith.
Big one. It's a Northern Lights racing car.
I think it's Martin Front, is it?
Oh, and
Martin Front. It's beached on the tie barrier. There's someone in the middle of the course. There's someone in the trees. Who is that that's gone into the trees? I think it's a Youth Energy.
Colin Cunniff as well, also in the mix. There's a Northern Lights racing car with a Welsh flag on it. That must be Alex Everett, isn't it, I think, as they come across the line to complete the lap.
Oh, it might have been Gareth Ickling that was flirting with the trees because he's sideways at the moment.
Alex Everett is leading a huge train of cars. Let's get this battle for 14th. Massive one. It's Everett, Madsen, Woodhouse. Oh, there's cars off in front. I should probably get a look at that. That's a Sim Auto car. Keeber.
It's Keeber, yeah. Matt Keeber, I don't know what happened to him. Didn't quite see it on my screen. But it's dropping down the order.
Oh, we clipped the grass.
Simpson and Hackerson side by side into the infield. Oh, great driving there by Alex Simpson just to get that position off Ben Hackerson. Oh, I can hear something going on behind. What is it? It's Stelian Chepelevsky and Paul Smith.
Oh, again, wheel to wheel going into the final corner.
Yeah, behind them it's Newman, and then it's Glatzel, Foggy, Savidovic, Rushworth. What a pack of drivers. Delmont, Baxter.
Got cars.
Oh, no, and I pity the cars coming out of the pit lane. Oh, my word. You do not want to come out of the pits here, because as long as this pit straight is, Adam, it's not that wide.
It's almost like a single. Oh,
and there goes Glatzel.
It's Glatzel. I can't keep up with him. He's dropping down the timing screens way too quickly.
He's in the trees.
Oh.
But he has survived.
Right, let's have a look at what happened to him, actually, from the chopper. Sven Glatzel, he's got a reasonable amount of space. Oh, he's moving about quite a bit, and the Apex car that was behind him thought he could do with a trip to the scenery. It may have been Foggy. No, not Foggy. It might have been Savidovic. I
know what you need. A well-earned break among the greenery. Yeah, that's and that's what he got.
Gardening leave.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Pete Harrod, Michael Hall, and Rusty Laidler. Then 3 CQR cars, 2 Club, 1 Academy. Away and clear at the front. 4th lies at the moment with Tristan Bodis, but that position is under threat from Rob Graham, and also behind them is the former champion Kip Stevens. Let's see what he can do. His qualifying's really been his Achilles heel. He's always, he always has a decent run in the races, as Kip, doesn't he? But qualifying is usually pretty average for him.
Yeah, he is. And he did okay in the showdown a few years back. He managed to win an MX5 title as well a few years ago as well.
He nearly took the championship and he nearly took a third title in 2015.
Yeah, he did. If it wasn't for that penalty, the various penalties and the collision with Wojciech Swidovic at Mosport in 2015, and then those two would probably have won the title as well.
Well, that could have been 3 out of 8 titles for Kip Stevens. Now it's Wojciech Swidovic with 3 titles. Where does he sit at the moment? Well, the answer to that is 26th place, and actually Jamie Rushworth just trying to go through on him. He's boxed in behind Foggy. Foggy's trying to get past Paul Smith, who's had an eventful race, shall we say. Started in 11th place, down to 23rd. And here comes the Youth Energy of Delmont, the CQR club of Rushworth.
Delmont's done very well for an AM driver as well. 21 positions gained is not too shabby. He's trying to make it 22.
He's a quick driver though, Adam Delmont, isn't he? You know, he might be an AM driver in class, but not really in speed.
He's going for it.
And through. And Newman goes through as well in front of him on Chepalevsky. Oh, look at that.
Take that, he says. We were on board when that happened as well. I think he might have got a bit damage. He's really struggling. The car might be crabbing a bit. It is.
Yeah, it is indeed. Oh, and off goes Baxter. Well. Stephen Baxter, he just got a tyre on the grass. Rear wheel, and he turned it in, and that was all it took to get a massive slide. Here comes Rushworth. Oh, Bosch. And he hits the Youth Energy, but he goes through. It's a good bit of driving from Rushworth, considering the damage he's got.
Yeah, he gave him a parting comment, didn't he? We just saw a replay of that going through the right-hander. Back to live.
Nick Madsen's shaping up a move on Maciek Sakovic. Poland versus Denmark. Battle of the red and white flags.
Have we got that at the World Cup this year?
Can't
remember if Poland made it through or not.
Question, not sure.
Oh, further up the road, I can see Kip Stevens is lining up a move. Or is that a boosted car that's lining up the move? Either way, they're wheel to wheel. It's Boosted versus ProSim.
In answer to your question, no, Denmark have got Peru in their group, and Poland have got Japan. That's the battles of the red and white flags there.
Oh, Peru's red and white.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh! Bodice. There wasn't much white there, and he was nearly in the red. As he went through the right-hander there very sideways. And who's that? The Bodak car that's getting in the mix. That's Jack Sedgwick. It must be. He's up 10 positions, and he's trying to get past Ian Roskell there, who's doing pretty well in the Scuderia Haggis car.
Sedgwick is a bit of a surprise package this season. Don't know if many people expect him to jump into the Kia Optima and do quite as well as what he is doing, but he's there in the championship after. Let's have a quick look at where he sits. He was 3rd at the start of the evening's racing, and he still is 3rd now. Mark Woodhouse is 4th in the championship. How about that?
It's almost like 2012 in the F1. It's changing every single week, the contenders that we've got at the top of this championship.
Yeah, I mean, I remember at the halfway point of 2012, Mark Webber was leading the championship. And then it all changed around.
We had Alonso at one point leading by about a good 40 points or so.
Yeah, that's it. Rosberg was in there, and then he fell away. Chris
Hamilton.
Wood, Jack McIntyre, yeah. Hamilton, yeah, exactly.
McIntyre, yes.
Button was in there as well, don't forget that. McIntyre on the inside of Wood. Into the tight right-hander at the bottom of the course. That is nicely done by Jack McIntyre. Moves up and into 9th position now.
McIntyre 6 positions gained. The car in front of him as we ride on the nose of the Youth Energy car is the Northern Lights Racing Scuderia Haggis of Ian Roskell as they go through the final corner. Got a good run as well, actually, so this could be interesting going into the first corner.
Well, let's see what the sheep's stomach can do then.
Oh,
here comes McIntyre. Is it going to be lambs to the slaughter? Up the inside.
Oh, the 2 of them.
And the Automech car going wide. That's Rob Graham. Oh, and off.
Oh,
I have no idea. It's Simpson.
Oh, not Alex, is it?
It is.
Oh, I think I've got it, you know, actually. Let's see if we can get a replay. Here it is.
Oh, and it involved Nathan Davis.
Oh,
And Simpson flying into the corner. I'm not sure what happened there.
did he just take out his team? Well, he hit his teammate, didn't he?
Let's have a little look at this. Oh, well, he did get a little bit checked by the boosted car of Hackerson. Into Davis goes Simpson. Big damage there. And an enraged Welshman, most likely.
On the iRacing chat, we're asking for the progress of Dave Baker, our
Yes,
race one winner.
indeed.
He's in 32nd position.
Yeah, the answer to that question is there's not a lot of progress to be had.
Well, he's
We
gained
did
8
ask
places.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we did ask Dave this question actually at the weekend. We did say that the traffic seems to be the point where he doesn't always excel. And yeah, he wants to finish the races, but he did say he's going to have to get a little bit better at making his way through, because if you look at the equivalent, Adam, Wojciech Savinovic, who started just 2 positions ahead of Baker, is 10 positions ahead of him in the race.
Yeah,
and more importantly, 9 seconds as well.
Yeah, he's just coming through turn 2 now, and he's going to try and get a position here. They're trying to get past the Team Mad car. That's Mark Woodhouse, who's losing a few positions there. That's about 2 or 3 gone in the space of a few corners. I wonder if he's got damage. A Northern Lights racing car going by as well.
And amazingly, Woodhouse ahead of Savinovic in the championship.
And how many race meetings are into it now? Well, the season started in March, and we're now in the beginning of May.
This is the 7th meeting.
Yeah, so we can't exactly just say it's one person having a good meeting. It's how good they've been over the course of the season so far.
It's having a good season, isn't it, Woodhouse? He's not really been at the superly at the front of any of the races, so his pace isn't, outstanding, but he's definitely having an outstanding season. Here's now Max Wright having to defend from Ross McFarlane. And it looks like McFarlane, do my eyes deceive me, or does McFarlane? Yes, he does have some damage on the front right corner and on the grille, actually, of the Kia Optima. So, and in fact, similar damage on the 2 cars in front as well.
Yeah, we're looking for
Wright and Baxter.
Looking for the rear chase.
Them, in fact, look, that's Baker going through on car 31, which is Scott Malcolm. So Baker, now he's going to have to really motor if he wants to make any extra places, because he's 2 seconds behind McFarlane. And then he's quite a way away from the guys like Wojciech Savinovic.
Yeah, just having a look back on the replay. That's Baker getting the move done on the Automech car. Straightforward move up the inside into the first corner, and off he sets. He's how long has he got, actually, to get there? We're on lap 10 of 17. So better get a wriggle on, I think. Yeah, the next car at the road is Ross McFarlane. The gap to him is 1.6 seconds.
These are sort of the title-winning races for CQR. These are the ones that could make a big difference, because you've got 2 drivers in the top 3, and they've got Laidler of CQR Academy as well.
Oh.
And they have a 6-second lead over everybody else.
Thought I'd shed a bit of light, show a bit of the spotlight to Simmortal. The 2 of their teammates are battling with each other here. We've got Mark Johnston and Matt Keeber going into the first corner. Very, very deep goes car 51.
Oh, Madsen.
Yeah, that was... Johnson and Madsen nearly got in there as well. And here comes the Apex car. Davis.
It's not been a terrific start for Simmortal at the moment. They are 4th in the Pro-Am Championship, 10th overall. But they might move ahead of Bodak with a good showing here, and off goes Davies.
Oh, well held. Oh, no, the boosted car's gone. That's Hackerson.
That is Hackerson. Into the wall and over goes the boosted car. Ousted from the proceedings. Oh, and he just lost it. Hackerson. Here, mate. Big crash on the way down the hill. Yeah, and, it's all gone downhill for him.
Oh, he got a bit overexcited there, and up and over he goes. Car 7. Did very well at Watkins Glen the last time we were in America.
He's a terrific driver, Ben Hackerson, when he really puts his mind to it. Now Pete Harrod leads the way. I don't anticipate there being a fight here. I think CQR are sensible enough by now to know that this, like I said, these are the kind of races that title fights are made of, and the points for the team which is where the biggest prize fund is, I might add. You know, that's what really matters. And I think they're just going to hold it here. And Laidler, I think, will, if he's sensible, do the same thing because, you know, the third place is great points for CQR Academy.
Great for both teams, isn't it? CQR won the opening race with Dave Baker. They've got a CQR car leading in Pete Harrod, who's become a real force for them this season. We've talked quite a bit about Pete Harrod over the last few race meetings, and Michael Hall, good to see him actually get a good race meeting in for once, because whenever we see him at Motegi and the Glen before that, he seems to be the one that was always in the issues.
25th overall, Michael Hall at the moment. This will propel him up the standings, no doubt. The retirements, incidentally, Adam Delmont is out, as is Ash Sutton, Lee Deemer, Dave Christie, Gareth Hickling, Martin Front, Michael Blake. We didn't see what happened really to any of those. Woodhouse is out as well, as is Johnny Brandon. So, oh no, Johnny Brandon's still in the race. He's just a lap down, but I've gone and cursed Woodhouse, it looks like.
Speaking of Woodhouse, his teammate, Maciek Sakovic, is going wheel to wheel with Rob Graham here out of turn 1.
I was like, yes, what do you want with me? Sakovic flings it into 2. Oh, he's nudging. Nudgy on the Automet car. Automet knock hill, of course.
Oh!
I know a lot of the Automet. Oh, off! On the way down the hill, somebody's off and I think disqualified.
That was
I'm not sure.
Davis, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are. McNally and Delmont have reached 15 incidents, so they're both disqualified as well.
Just trying to find it on the replay.
He disappeared so quickly. I assume it was Davis.
Yeah, I did see it. We did see it in the background of the shot. So those of you that were eagle-eyed would have seen it happen. And yeah, gone is Nathan Davis.
Of course, Alex Simpson didn't help that situation. Either. Oh dear, Davis. I mean, he's not really a stranger to being disqualified. However, he that time he got some unwanted help. Chris Wood versus John Roberts. Roberts in the boosted car. I was going to ask you earlier on, actually. Speaking of boosted, are you a little surprised that Andrew Whitehead isn't here, considering this is the venue where he took his first win in the BSRTC?
Also, Morsel car off in the background. Yeah,
Johnston.
Mark Johnston going wide. I can guess what happened. We'll have a look. Is it going to be the old 2 wheels on the grass? Let's have a look. He's going into the left-hander. It is. It's not the first time we've seen that. Definitely not the last time. But yeah, I think Andrew Whitehead said to us at Donington that he was off somewhere, didn't we? Didn't I think he said that on Sunday? I know he could do the world. I know he did the World GT Championship on Monday night. But yeah, I think there was some sort of reason why he couldn't be. He couldn't be around tonight.
Fair enough. Oh, look at this. In front of them is Kieber versus Savinovic versus Nick Madsen. And then versus Stuart McFadden.
Madsen's defending like his life depends on it down the straight. The Great Dane. 2x2.
See then. Let's hope he doesn't make a dog's breakfast of it. Oh! Oh, he does hit Kieber. I'm sure Kieber will be pleased with that. Getting nudged onto the grass. Right on the braking area. .47 is Kieber, and then behind him is Johnson. Oh my goodness! Alex Simpson off.
That's Alex off, yeah. Chepelevsky's
oh, and off goes,
as well.
And in the background is Chepelevsky.
Yeah. Oh, and off as well as a. Oh.
He must think it's still Rallycross, Chepelevsky.
Sim also car went off as well as that happened. It was Matt Kieber that went for a ride through the kink. He's come back on just behind the Northern Lights Racing Haggis car. That's Nicole Foggy, who's cracked the top 20. 15 positions gained as well.
Just ahead. He's just ahead of Foggy, actually, mate.
Yeah, I can't remember what I said. He must.
So he said behind.
Oh, come on ahead. Yeah.
Yes.
My head was trying to catch up with my words.
Your head was on backwards. It's fine. It happens.
He was behind. He was ahead of Nicole Foggy, who was behind him through the final corner onto the penultimate lap.
And now Foggy might get ahead. We'll see. Well, heck! And that's Savinovic and Madsen.
Oh dear. Well, we've got a replay. It might still be going on.
Oh, there's Jeremy Fadden. Oh, almost.
I might have just cut to a replay at the not at the quickest time.
It's
Yeah.
all right. We're okay. Yep.
I think
just a little
Madsen.
bit of light contact. I think
Madsen moved across the track there. There was a bit of as the Americans would say, there was acres of real estate on that inside line there. Foggy then.
And that's Simpson on Rushworth as well. That's good. Now, John Roberts is in the top 10. Ahead of Chris Wood and Maciej Sakovic, 2 Team Mag entries. And these are ahead of Alex Everett. And then it's Rob Graham. And then it's the battle we were covering. Svidovic and McFadden and Madsen.
Yeah, these Svidovic and co are all officially put in the battle for 9th. That's how we've got things here as we cross the line onto the final lap of the race. You can see the position gains as well. You can see who's done well. Svidovic 24 gains, Foggy 16, McFadden 14.
Yeah, a lot big gainings there, I nearly said. But in the end, I did say it. Jack Sedgwick doing a great job in 4th place. Super job. He's not going to catch CQR, but I think anybody was going to at this point. Great job. And is it going to be the final lap, Adam?
This is the final lap. Yeah, we are on laps now rather than time. So this is lap 17 of 17.
Hey!
Old
well,
dependable.
That was lucky. Yes. Here comes Pete Harrod then. And he started on pole position. He got a great start. And he has parlayed that into victory. So Pete Harrod with the win. Michael Hall 2nd. And Rusty Laidler in 3rd. What is going on for that battle between Roberts and Wood and Sakovic? That's going to be fairly close, I think, there. It's going to be very close between Graham and McFadden. McFadden's going to get there, you know. Nicely done by Stuart McFadden. Both of them taken by Wojciech Svidovic at the end. Dave Baker, did he get Paul Smith? In the end, he did. I would imagine Smith was quite low on incidents. Let's have a look. Oh, he had 5 incidents left, but Stuart McFadden only had 2 incidents left.
How many got DQ'd?
3, Davis, McNally and Delmont. Yeah, they were out quite early. Delmont was out quite early on, actually.
Well done
to Jake. Out after just 6 laps.
Well done to Jake Blackcall as well. 25 positions gained, him and Dan Brown as well.
Yeah, good stuff by Brown. Off dead last on the grid. It's not the position you want to be in, really, is it? 55th. Don't think I've ever started there. Don't think I want to.
Might have to do a full -1, I think, to help those guys out, I think.
Full -1 would help out Christian Rose quite nicely, of course.
Those CQR cars, they are everywhere, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, ever present. Now then, going through the... Have we got the results, by the way? Have we quite finished?
I think we have,
have we
yes.
Finished or not?
Yeah, I think we have. I'll run you through the finishing order.
Oh, thank you. Oh, they're quarter paneling each other in the pit lane, dear me.
Pete Harrod then, he wins. For England, he's got an England flag. For some reason, everybody else has got Union flags. Michael Hall finishing in 2nd, 1/10 behind. So it was just as close, the finish to race 2 as it was in race 1, but it was a pretty coordinated finish, those 3 coming across the line. Laidler in 3rd, good job from him. Jack Sedgwick 4th. Kip Stevens finishing in 5th for ProSim, 16th for the Youth Energy car of Jack McIntyre. Then it's the highest official AM driver. I don't know whether we've got the right information still, but yeah, it's Tristan Bodis in 7th. Then it's Ian Rosscull in 8th for the Scuderia Haggis team. Then 9th, John Roberts, Boosted. Then 10th, Chris Wood. Maciej Sakovic, 11th. 12th for Alex Everett. 13th place for Wojciech Svidovic, 25 positions gained as well to make sure that he got there. 14th for Stuart McFadden. 15th for Rob Graham. The Automech Knock Hill car still able to salvage a top 15 after dropping back 12 places. Then 16th Nick Madsen, 17th Mark Johnston, 18th for Pete Newman. Nicole Foggy, 16 positions gained to finish in 19th place. Good job there by the Scuderia Haggis driver. Then Matt Keever finishing in 20th. Then Jamie Rushworth in 21st, ahead of iRacing Road Pro Series champion Alex Simpson. He was only 0.2 of a second behind Alex there at the line. He'll be hoping for a small reverse grid to get him up there. Unfortunately, there is no Alex Simpson button. And if there is one, I don't think it's been forwarded over to me. Stephen Baxter in 23rd. Look at the gap.
That was his job. He had one job to forward you the button, and he didn't do it.
Now they know. Then it's Baxter McFarlane. Then Baker. He was half a second ahead of Paul Smith. Then Max Wright 27th. Jake Blackwell 28th. 29th for Dan Brown. Sven Glatzel finishing in 30th. Then Carl Janssen, Scott Malcolm, Brian Holmes finishing in 33rd place. Car free as well. Simon Edwards in 34th, Anwar Smith in 35th, then Adam Hadfield, and then Lorne Murray, Dave Crozier there in 38th, then Colin Cunniff, Josh Thompson finishing in 40th. We're not used to seeing him down there, Tomo, but hopefully.
I've just noticed that Brian Holmes is just Brian.
Oh, on the stream, yeah. I don't know how it works with the names. It was the same with Wojciech as well. And you'll see with Dave Crozier in a minute, it's just David. Then it's the cars that were one lap down. Christian Rose barely made it onto the lead lap. Then it's Johnny Brandon, who unfortunately, because of the new reverse grid rules, won't be able to benefit from the reverse grid.
Well, he will if it's a number higher than
43.
If it's 44 or higher.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we have that, but it could be.
We'll wait and see. Then it's McNally, Hackerson, Woodhouse, Del Montash, Sutton, gone pretty early. Gone after one lap, in fact. Lee Deemer, Dave Christie, Gareth Hickling, Martin Front and Michael Blake. Credit to the people that usually stream the BSRTC, because I don't know how you keep up with all the action that goes on the opening lap of the race, because we could barely see it anyway. And the rest of the cars that are on there, is there anyone else? No, that's it. So that is the finishing order from the second race of the day. Right, final race. And I will, with a bit of luck, get the reverse grid wheel up. Helps if I remember what screen the mouse is on. Get the sounds at the ready. There it is. It's still on 40, so I haven't changed anything from race 1. And with a bit of luck, we'll press the wheel and we'll get the reverse grid spinning again. Here we go. It's going to be a small one. Or is it? No, it's a big one. Oh,
what is it?
It's full -4.
Full -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Dave Crozier. Or just David. It's going to be on pole position with Lorne Murray alongside him. Then Craig Williams, Adam Hadfield, Anwar Smith and Simon Edwards. That's your top 6. And we will be back in about 15 minutes' time with race 3. In the meantime, I believe, Adam, you've got something from the archives.
Yeah, we've been delving into it. Thought that we could have do something to spice up the ad breaks, considering that we can't show the ads because I can't get them to work. So here's one from a few years back. It's the BSRTC final race meeting of the season from 2015. Wojciech Svidovic and Sebastian Job and Andreas Katz, the 3 protagonists that are fighting it out for the championship in this one. So enjoy, and we'll see you after the break for the final race of the day.
Yep.
Yeah, $500. Well, Engineers Direct have had a pretty good qualifying as a whole, really. They've managed to suss out the slipstreaming on the banking, and you can see there, Savidovic on pole, Kaiser in 3rd position. That's another big standout. Blake in 10th, and then John Roberts in 13th. And for most of the season, John Roberts was mixing it in with the pro drivers. He was in the showdown for a good 2/3 of the season, but it all just fell away eventually in the second half of the season. Seemed to be involved in quite a few incidents. So he's going to be going out for this Pro-Am Championship, and all that money as well going to be distributed across all the other championships as well, and the big money, of course, in the Teams Championship.
Pole sitter is Wojciech Svidovic, Alex. 100. Just what? Well, it's going to be a fairly obvious answer, but what does he need to do? I mean, I guess getting race 1 on the board wouldn't hurt.
Well, I think he has to really. Do you know what I mean? Race one, if he can lock that down, that's just going to set him up a little bit for the for these final two races. It's almost essential for him.
Well, Sebastian Jobe, yeah.
Slowly here, Adam.
Yeah, Sebastian Jobe has done a Schumacher on it really and taken off. I don't know whether this is some sort of tactic by Savinovic to go around super slowly. The pace car is really nowhere to be seen. The safety car driver's off onto the banking. So it looks like we might be having a better version of what we had at Interlagos with Savinovic and Jobe.
Quite a long, still quite a long section, this, isn't it? For the pace car to come round and you know, to judge the start.
Do you think that Savinovic is hoping that the safety car will be in the pits after the bus stop and then he can nail it out of that?
It's possible, but we've still got the long back straight heading down towards the bus stop. Alex, rolling starts, we've seen that they've not been particularly fruitful for some drivers this season. And
no, I hate to think if they've got to check up on this circuit as well, because they're going to be hitting that at such a speed. We already witnessed in the practice some incidents.
Before we even get to the green as well.
Yeah, racing in close packs. So I think if they do have to check up here, it could be quite nasty.
Brave from Wojciech Savinovic, Adam.
That's probably good. That's great team communication right there.
Beautifully orchestrated start by Engine All Direct, and here comes the bump drafting straight away from Kaiser.
Well, Sebastian
Wojciech Savinovic, Polish driver in the Engine All Direct car with Jeroen Kaiser from Holland behind.
Sebastian Jobe managed to slot into third, and Jamie Rushworth's going around the outside of Andreas Katz, so he might be able to split the two championship contenders here, and he has. So Sebastian Jobe has dropped a position down to third, and Jamie Rushworth's gone up to fourth, with Katz dropping down to fifth now.
Adam, it looks like there's one mission for Jeroen Kaiser in this race, and one alone.
Most definitely.
That's to block the Apex Racing TV car of Sebastian Jobe, and it's a viable team tactic. There's also Engine All Direct going for the team's championship.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable really that Engine All Direct, who had quite a bit of a lead for the majority of the season, has been outdone by GT Omega. Of course, GT Omega fielding an entire field of pro drivers compared to Engine All Direct, who only have two. Katz looking down the inside there, and a bit of contact. Rushworth hits the back of Sebastian Jobe, and that's going to allow Andreas Katz to go down the inside as we head onto the banking for the first time.
Alex, has everybody managed to get through that first half of the lap?
Yeah, I was just having a quick look a bit further back as they're all coming onto the banking now. And yeah, everybody looks like they're through safely. There's a bit of side-by-side battle going on at the moment. That's between Ash Sutton and Rob Graham. Well, let's go back up to the front, because I think that's where we really need to be keeping focus on.
This is a slightly more difficult track to overtake on, actually, than Charlotte Road Course, because the bank sections are actually shorter with that bus stop chicane. Adam, it's going to be fairly difficult because it's quite a fast corner at the back of the circuit.
One thing it does give the drivers, though, is an opportunity to try and get a position out of the bus stop. If they get a bad run going onto the banking for the first time, they can then try and use that bus stop to try and set them up going into turn one. Sebastian Jobe has got a fantastic run on Andreas Katz. He's going to try and get it done around the outside. However, that inside line is so strong into that first corner, it's going to be so difficult for him to get it done.
We have to point out, you cannot go beyond that double yellow line, that apron. Alex, it's illegal in stock car racing. It's illegal tonight as well.
Yeah, as it should be as well, because it's very easy to overtake on that apron. You can carry pretty much flat out through there as well. Jobe has a look to the inside. As it's getting ever closer as well, so it's really starting to spice up as well. Colin Cunniff doing a great job in 6th place as well. Just behind him, you've got Ben Palmer and Pete Newman there.
Cunniff's won a race this season at Laguna Seca. David Baker has made up 3 places on the start. He's up to 13th place. Alex Smolensky, where's he sat? Alex, I haven't got a current timing for him.
He's way down in 26th place at the moment, is Smolensky.
It's about where he started. In fact, I think he's lost a place.
Sebastian Jobe round the outside of Jeroen Kaiser, set him up brilliantly out of the hairpin at the back of the circuit and was able to get it done going onto the banking. So Jobe wasn't in 3rd place for long, he's now up to 2nd. Yeah,
he might be back in 3rd place anytime soon though, because Kaiser has got a great slipstream.
Just taking a quick look at that back on replay. We'll stay with it if Kaiser goes around the outside of Jobe, but yeah, you're right. He sort of got a bit of an undercut coming out of the corner, and that put him on the outside, and then it just looked like Kaiser was just a little bit squeezed going in there, and thought, well, you can't risk running into Sebastian, so he just let them have it.
Jeroen got a great run off that bus stop chicane. Wonderful run and he's going to shortly go round Sebastian Job here. I don't think there's going to be any contest going into turn 1 as they're going to head towards the tri-oval and where the start-finish line is. And some of these finishes are going to be commonplace tonight. The championship could indeed be won or lost on a photo finish like that, Adam.
Yeah, that was so close when they
Katz
came
on the
across the
inside.
line. And Katz now going down the inside of Kaiser. Let's see if Kaiser's able to put up some sort of defence here. Rushworth trying to get in as well. Rushworth might try and go down the inside. Katz maybe hung out to dry here. He's still trying to go around the outside of Kaiser, and he's got such grip on the outside. That's pretty amazing there to see that in the first race. And now he's got the inside line, so Katz hanging it around the outside. He's going to have the inside line through this kink, and Kaiser's still going to hold it out around the outside. So fantastic driving here in the early laps. Kaiser will now have the inside line. Katz will be hung out to dry once again, though. And Kaiser's clear.
For anybody who's driven this Daytona road course, it's such a narrow section of track that these two are going side by side on, and now they're a bit closer than that even. Right there, banging wheel arches with each other, and this is slowing up the pack behind Sebastian Job and Wojciech Savidovic. But as again has been the case for most of the second half of the season, Alex, it's Savidovic followed by Job.
Indeed, that just the little battle this lap has almost let them break the draft as well. 1.4 seconds is the gap between Katz and Job now as well. Kaiser can't quite get a move back around before the chicane. He's going to have to tuck into the slipstream again and try and get a move around the outside. It doesn't look like it's that easy to do. We saw both Kaiser and Job try and get around the outside into turn 1. It looks like you need a slightly longer run to carry a little bit more momentum to drive around the outside.
Kia Optima doesn't necessarily have quite the power and the momentum to really carry that high side well.
Not really. Everyone seems to be holding the inside through the banking. Colin Cunniff's trying to get it done on Jamie Rushworth there, but no way through for him as they come across the line. Kaiser not able to close up on Katz too much either, but into turn 1, Rushworth and Cunniff, they're all trying to go around the outside now.
I was about to say, if you are very, very brave on the brakes, you may have an opportunity to go around the outside, but even Rushworth, as late as he braked there, he was pushing the envelope a little bit. Ben Palmer's in there now as well. That's 5th position for the STEM Sim Racing man. He's got ahead of Rushworth and Cunniff on this lap. Pete Newman is in 8th place. And then you have got Dan Blake in 9th and 10th, Jamie Fluke, then Chepelevsky, Baker and Blackall. And Ashley Sutton in 15th already, good grief. 14th.
Yeah, 14th now, yeah, fantastic. And he's up to 13th. He's got past Blackhall.
Grief.
But yeah, look at this. Sebastian Job and Wojciech Savidovic. Last time around, Job was half a second quicker than Savidovic, and now they're glued to each other, as has been the story through the whole second half of the regular season. Of course, these two have had their own problems in the showdown. Sebastian Job having a big nightmare of a race meeting at Interlagos. However, Savidovic back-to-back penalties at Interlagos and at the Mosport in Canada. So that's what scuppered his showdown. He's going to be trying to go all out to get back in with a shot at taking the title.
Alex, is this too early to say that this is all going to be all about the last lap between these two already? I can't see either of them breaking away.
No, I don't think either will. They might exchange positions a couple of times, but yeah, I think you're right. It's all going to come down to the placing on the last lap. Who wants to lead going into the final straight? As we just see here, perhaps
letting him go there.
Yeah, Savidovic just sort of trialing it out just to see what will happen. Will Job be able to get a run to the start-finish line? And the answer is absolutely yes. So it's going to be tricky. I think it doesn't matter where you are, you've got a chance to win this one.
Dan Blake and Stalin Chepelevsky side by side. This is for 9th and 10th. And Chepelevsky's going to let Blake through, and Baker's down the inside as well.
Sorry, there's great battle going into turn 1 as well for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Those guys still going at it as well. Kaiser really getting involved in it, and that's
on the grass.
Jamie Rushworth, yeah, just coming in there as well. So almost got that completely wrong. Manages to hold on to the position in front of Colin Cunniff though.
Yeah, that little gaggle, Adam. Blake, Baker, Chepelevsky, Sutton. That's an interesting one because Chepelevsky and Baker still in the title fight, albeit quite a way back. Baker is Baker's 91 points behind Chepelevsky. He's 138, so he's still got a bit of a chance.
Yeah, Baker trying to get past Blake. Let's see what the lap times were. 1:52.5 for Blake, 1:51.4 for Baker last time around. So Baker definitely got the quicker car at the moment. Let's see if he can do anything onto the banking.
Yeah, indeed, he's going to bring that Sim racing car up to the middle of the track, see if he can get a run down the hill using gravity to help him. And now he tries to go round the outside of the engine all direct car. But will he make this move work into the chicane? And yeah, he's through. Dave Baker, excellent move. Good late on the brakes. Driving from the Season 7 champion. That was a tough move on him.
Yeah, very tough move. And for a moment, I thought he got out the slipstream too early. But obviously, he managed to time it to perfection. Savidovic has just got past Job again, and Chepelevsky and Sutton are now going side by side. So quite a bit of action to cover in these early stages. And Jamie Fluke trying to get in on the act as well between Chepelevsky and Sutton. And now they're closing in on Baker. And
May actually allow Jamie Rushford to go around the outside of Ben Palmer, and actually for Katz's sake, probably what needs to happen, because Rushford could just disturb Palmer and let Katz concentrate. This gap is small. The gap is decreasing rapidly here, and Job now leading. Is Job trying to bring more cars into play, maybe for Katz to fall behind, or have they just been caught up by these two?
I'm not sure. I think it's all on. I think for the final lap now, because
this brings Jamie Rushworth into play.
Well, Katz is definitely going to be able to tag on now and get a run. Now, whether or not he can get around Savidovic, and whether Savidovic is going to get around Job, we don't know. This is going to be great though. Final lap of the race here.
Final lap, just 3 corners to go. First of all, this one. Now, Savidovic then up to the middle of the course. He's going to swoop down. Any second now, surely he's going to come down and use that momentum, use that gravity of that banking.
It's going to be interesting to see the run he gets. He's not going to the slipstream yet. Sebastian Job has just moved up to cover him now. It's going to take a lot of effort from Savidovic to get it done now. I think he's going to be trying to get the run off of this bus stop chicane, so we could be in with a shot at a photo finish here. Of course, the BSRTC had a 6,000th of a second finish. That was between Savidovic and Lopez back at Interlagos. Will we have it here?
Keep your eye on Katz and Palmer as well. It's not going to be that close for them, I don't think, but now Savidovic needs to come down. He really needs to time this well. Does Savidovic then? The former champion, he's going to try and win another title. Is he going to get past Sebastian Job on the line? It's going to be extremely close here. Could we have a photograph?
Here we go.
And
it is.
Oh,
who is
I
it?
have no idea.
Savidovic and Job 0.000, but it is Sebastian Job that wins it.
Oh wow.
My God.
0.000. We couldn't even get it down to thousandths. It must have gone down to 10,000ths of a second. That must have been.
Oh.
There's some other battles going on right now. I've just quickly flipped to the Janowski and Burke out there. They're separated by a 10th of a second as well. Yeah, I think that actually everybody's gone through. Let me see if I can.
23rd. Shellback and Whitehead must have had something. Something must have gone wrong with them because they're both out.
Never mind the zoom on the camera, Alex. I think we might need to get the microscope out to separate those.
I'm going to see if I can. I don't want to.
It's the final race of the day here at Summit Point in the BSRTC here on Apex Racing TV. Andrew Woodhouse and Adam Bath bringing you all the action from what so far, Adam, has been a really, really exciting meeting here in the heart of the United States.
Really enjoyed this one. Yeah, looking forward to it. So without further ado, we've got Crozier on the pole, then we've got Murray second, Williams third, Hadfield fourth, and there's Smith fifth, Edwards sixth, Holmes seventh, eighth, Malcolm ninth, Janssen 10th, is Sven Glatzel. Pretty open grid. I can't call the winner. May even be able to say Stalin Chapelevsky starting in 12th. It could be an interesting one.
Well, very competitive at the front. And we'll see how that works out then. Here we go. Red lights are on for the final time tonight.
Green, green, green.
The green light is on. What a start again by Glatzel. He absolutely nails it And the front three are quite even as well. Williams trying to go past Crozier. Murray's into the lead. See how this all shakes out then. Through turn one, Williams hits the curb hard. It's in a bit of a tiz, but looks like Murray has kept the lead. And then it's Williams, then it's Crozier. Then in fourth, it looks like Brian Holmes. Then it's Edwards. Then behind Edwards is Glatzel, who's made an absolute rocket of a start. He started in 10th place, Adam. He's going to get 5th at the bottom of this hill, I reckon.
What a start by Simon Edwards, yeah, up to
No,
5th. Glatzel, yeah, behind him. He's trying to get past Edwards, and he hits him.
No, he hits Edwards, no.
Bump and run.
Well, all that good work's been wasted, because I imagine that's going to be a penalty.
For the next race meeting, definitely, because this is the final race of the day. It's Murray that leads, then Williams second.
That was one of those where he committed. Sorry, he committed to the overtake, and Edwards had committed to his defence at the same time.
On our way towards the final corner, then. Now the slipstreaming can begin, and the top two. Oh, what's happened?
That's an automatic knock hill off, I think.
Is it Max? Was it Max right? Was it? No.
Could have been.
Cars that have lost.
No, it's at the back of this group. It was. Hold on. It was Rob Graham. He just ran a bit wide. It wasn't anything major, but Murray leads for that same team. Williams in second, Crozier third. Crozier third. Holmes third. Then it's Glatzel. Then it's Crozier in fifth. And Carl Janssen, recently crowned World GT champion, Adam. Well, he's a world-class driver, and he's going to see what he can do in sixth.
Brian Holmes starting to assert his authority here. He got third at the end of the opening lap. Glatzel in fourth, but Holmes fancies his chances of winning this one, just like he won race 3 at Motegi last week. As Stelin Shepelevsky puts a move on Dave Crozier in the background. We've got 6 cars at least fighting here.
Awesome starts from Holmes and Glatzel. Holmes is up 4. Glatzel is up 6 places already. Holmes is about to get a 5th position here.
Oof.
And this is very close. Leaning on Williams through the final corner. Williams has to just touch the brake, I think, to keep the car in check. Means that now, and he can't move across there because that would have been too late for Williams. Here comes Holmes up in the 2nd position.
Glatzel as well.
Trying to go through as well.
On both of them. Glatzel's got the line.
Well, it's very close. Oh, no. Bit of contact in 2. Seemed like they've both got away with that. Here comes Williams again. He's not giving up. Oh, around the outside. Can he hold it? Well done.
That's brilliant.
Well done by Craig Williams. That's not so well done. He hits Brian Holmes. Oh, no, Glatzel and the Radicals car getting into it. That's Janssen.
Cheppy goes through as a through.
Yeah.
Cheppy, who's up 7 positions now, he's lost none of it, has he? Is the Northern Lights GT Omega car of Sven Glatzel. Nothing's deterring him here. That crash that he had with the Pro Sim car at the beginning of the race hasn't deterred him too much, and he's now trying to get into the podium positions as Brian Holmes tries to chase down our leader, Lorne Murray.
Biggest movers so far: Ash Sutton up 13, Ben Haxon up 13.
In the top 20, Savidovic has gained 11. He's one of the big movers from in the top 20. As there's a huge train behind this Automech Knock Hill car. That's Scott Malcolm holding back a Haggis car, I believe. Dan Brown. So Scottish connections going at it here.
Michael Hall's out.
Oh.
Not sure what's happened to him, but man who finished in 2nd position in race 2 bites it here on the opening lap. Here comes Lorne Murray. Here comes to the hairpin.
Paul Smith as well. Sorry, just having a look at this, continuing this battle for 8th. He's just gone round the outside of Malcolm, so that's Paul into the top 10 now.
Paul Smith then climbing the ranks. And tell you what, Adam, this is the 7th meeting of the season. We're not even a quarter of the way through this in BSRTC.
I know there's still quite a lot of action to go. There's some really good tracks that we've got coming up. I hope we get to see the new Belle Isle circuit because Lorne Murray v Brian Holmes.
Hashtag scrap the second Monza round as here comes Holmes. Round the outside. Speaking of round, that's what exactly Holmes does. He goes round. That was Williams and Janssen getting into each other, but Brian Holmes into the lead in race 3 for the second time in 2 meetings.
Right, who's going to try and chase him down? Who's going to try and stop him from making it 2 race 3 victories out of 2 here? Got a few names that could probably try and stop him, the likes of Glatzel and Chepelevsky being 2. They've just got to get by Lord Murray first, haven't they?
I wouldn't bet against them. Lord Murray's another vastly improved driver. He's very good in the MX-5.
Oh, we've got Nicole Foggy off.
In the Kia Optima.
We've got Nicole Foggy off at the left-hander. Let's see what happened to him.
He's got a fair bit of damage.
He was racing with Rushworth, I think.
Oh, heck.
We got quarter panels.
Well, that's one. Well, speaking of which, one of the Automate Knock Hills almost quarter panelled Mark Johnston. And then in front of them, Alex Everett and Wojciech Svidovic. They're going into a scrap in the final corner.
Yeah, this looks pretty wild, doesn't it, as they come out of the final corner?
It's a sea of Kia Optimas. It's a lot of 7-year warranties that have been voided here.
Oh, I think they need the Vauxhalls, then they can have the lifetime warranty.
It would still be voided with this lot around. Now, Svidovic hits Everett. Rushworth also hits Everett. Rushworth a bit more gentle in that situation than Wojciech Svidovic was. On the outside goes Rushworth. Oh, tremendous move in turn 2. That's not easy to do round there.
Great job by Jamie.
It's the veteran instinct of Rushworth.
You
Alex Everett does have a lot of ability. He can't be that experienced sometimes in this car.
You may have noticed on the timing tower that Lorne Murray's dropped down to 5th. Glatzel, Cheppy and Carl Janssen all have benefited. And they're now up into 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
Murray getting shuffled back a little bit. Williams now on the case. And here's Jake Blackhall, sorry. In fact, Jake Blackhall might try and capitalise on Williams here. He's got a great run into the first corner. Sorry.
Credit to Jake, probably one of the unsung heroes of the day so far. Gained a whole load of positions in race 1 or race 2, and he's doing the same here in race 3. He's gained 7, so yeah, he's doing pretty well after a whole load of race meetings in various series where it just wasn't going his way at all.
Oh, Daniel Brown round the outside of Dave Crozier. There might have been a little nudge there. Paul Smith just behind them. Then it's Baxter. And then it's Ross McFarlane. Smith having a look. Not able to get through. Glatzel can't quite catch Holmes yet.
It's coming down, though, the gap, isn't it? It's down to half a second.
He's got problems from Cheppy, though, hasn't he?
We'll see what the lap times are like when we get to the line, yeah, won't we? Because last time around it was very, very close in terms of Holmes v Glatzel. But yeah, Selin Chepelevsky, he could do his teammate a favour here and put him under some pressure.
Well, the man from Bulgaria challenging the man from Germany.
Maybe in the blue of Apex Racing, but the rig that he's got is definitely green.
Races in the VR now as well. Chepelevsky most of the time.
Oh, great cutback.
And here he comes. And the reality for Glatzel is he's in a lot of trouble. And he's got a real fight on his hands for second place now, Sven Glatzel, and Chepelevsky clears him. Great driving.
Right, what?
Good driving from Sven as well.
What are Apex going to do now?
Whatever they want, I think. Paul Smith's been off. I don't know if he got shoved off slightly or... Do we just, he looks like he's having real trouble with the back of the car.
Poor Michael Blake is to jump to the pits. I don't know why. Let me see if I can rewind it back a little bit further to see what happened to him. No, I can't, I'm afraid. Sorry, Michael, but that's the 3rd race, I think, in the day. I think it's all 3 races, though, he's had issues now.
Well, no, he did quite well in race 1.
Okay, but since then...
Dropped down the order a bit, but his qualifying was pretty good. Murray's hanging on really well in 5th, actually. I thought he was going to struggle after he got passed by Janssen. Well, here comes Blackhall. Trying to go through. Australian up into the top 5 then. Jake Blackhall, who has won a race before in this series, I believe. This might be 2 even. Smith and Baxter for 9th. It's pretty close. Paul Smith's done a lot of meetings here in this car in the past in the BSRTC. Stephen Baxter hasn't. Whoa.
Oof.
Me.
Got Ross McFarlane also in there as well. And good to see Dave Crozier up there too.
Smith doesn't have a lot of grip at all under braking, it seems.
No, don't know what the conditions are like out there, but this is definitely a track that punishes the tyres, especially through this middle sector.
It's 18 air, 23 track.
Remember when we were racing in it in the World/Club Series? We were really struggling with the tyres by the end.
Oh, here, yeah, it's a tough one. Especially that middle sector. It's just those, like I say, it's like those 3/4 throttle corners. Do take it out of the tyres. Holmes leads, Chepelewski second, Glatzel in third, then it's Carl Janssen, then Jake Blackhall. And then in 6th is Murray, 7th is Williams, 8th is Brown, 9th is Smith, and 10th is Baxter.
Got the intervals up for you on the screen so you can see who's relatively close. Battle for 9th and 10th is probably the closest on track, and it's still between Paul Smith and Stephen Baxter, just a 10th of a second between these two as they go into the final few corners. Oh, not in the final few corners, into the slowest part of the circuit. Getting ahead of myself.
A good 10 minutes ahead of yourself, nearly.
Oh, a little
It's
tap.
all right,
I definitely don't want this race to be over. I should reiterate that. I want this race to keep going. But on lap 10 of 17, and this battle between Paul Smith, Stephen Baxter, Ross McFarlane, Dave Crozier, Alex Simpson and Dave Baker continues to rage on.
And Wojciech Svidovic as well. Don't you forget him.
Oh yeah, he's just on the fringes. I wonder if he might get added to this battle pack graphic in a second. As here comes Baxter.
Well, this is the test for Smith now. How good can he be on the brakes in this Team Mad car? The answer's very good. It's nicely done. Yeah, and he runs out of real estate there. There's Baxter on the outside of the track. Ross McFarlane gives him a little nudge. Maybe like the knock on the door from the new neighbours telling him he's there.
Oh, there's a story about my neighbours. I'll tell you about that.
Oh,
I'll tell you about that after the broadcast, I think.
Probably not PG. Dave Crozier.
Oh no, it definitely is.
Smith defending like a madman here, trying to stay ahead. And McFarlane sneaks through on Baxter, so that's a good move there.
Yeah, he was straight up the inside. Great opportunism there.
Baxter. By McFarlane, sorry. Williams is having to defend hard here from Brown. Oh, 2 rookies, as far as I'm aware.
Apologies.
He's in the BSRTC, that is.
Apologies to Williams. I don't have your paint, but I know you are driving for Pro Sim. And just up the road, you can see Janssen and Blackhall are pretty close for comfort as well, I think. That's the battle over 4th and 5th. Oh, it's all kicking off. Paul Smith's has dropped down the order. I don't know what's happened to Paul, but he's about to get passed by Wojciech Svidovic.
He went off.
Let's have a look. See what happened.
He went off at turn 1. Oh, might have been a slight nudge off by McFarlane, but I think he was going anyway.
He was already pretty wide going through there, wasn't he?
Sutton's out.
Oh.
As is Sakovic. Delmont as well.
Sutton was a while ago, so unfortunately I don't think I've...
It's disqualification.
All right, if it's a DQ, I don't think we can find it.
Johnny Brandon's been disqualified as well.
Glatzel's gone. Sven Glatzel DQ'd, I believe.
No, that's not DQ, that.
No, it's not. It's okay.
It's not a DQ. Glatzel only had 4 incidents.
Right.
That was just a disconnection, is it?
Don't know, I just saw him popping up as out on my timing screen. Don't know where he was running. Actually, I'll just have a look.
Can't tell, mate, to be fair. He was just behind thingy, wasn't he? Tripalevsky. Honestly, don't know what happened there to Glatzel. It's left Apex Racing 1 and 2. Holmes and Tripalevsky comfortable now.
Yeah, he was running in third before whatever happened.
Janssen and Blackhall then, third and fourth now. Carl Janssen could be on the podium. Lon Murray's back up to fifth. Doesn't seem to be able to drop out of this top five, Lon Murray. Good stuff.
Yeah, this is a tight...
Williams nudges him. Williams nudges him again.
This is a titanic duel for the final spot on the podium, I think we can pretty much say. You can't rule these two out of getting in there if Janssen and Blackhall decide to have a go at each other. Those two racing each other from the other side of the world.
Yeah, amazing, really. Alex Simpson up to 9th. He'll be happy with that.
Yep, 10 places gained. Same for Baxter.
Stephen Baxter in front. He's got Stephen Baxter in front of him. It's not out of the question the top 5 for either of these drivers here, but then here comes Dave Baker with a bit of damage.
Oh yeah, he's having
Quite
a go
a bit
on
of damage, in fact.
Well, these two were a few feet apart at Donington, and they're the same amount of feet apart here on the track.
Oh! Simpson drives it in there quite hard into turn 1, but he did just get the nose in front, get the whole car in front.
On board with Dave Baker then, the CQR Club driver. Both of them taking a good amount of gravel there on the exit. Doesn't slow them down too much. Is Dave going to go for a lunge into here? This would be 9th position if he can get it done. Alex Simpson lay on the brakes and keeping the Apex car ahead. And Stephen Baxter's the car that's just in front of the iRacing Road Pro champion driver cars as well.
If these four work together, they've got half a chance of some of the drivers in front. It's not working at the minute, though, is it?
No, and I think Savidovic almost got through. No, he didn't.
Alex has got a lot of damage, as has Baker. Here comes Wojciech. He's having a look. He's just Wojcieching whether he can get through on the last corner.
Hopefully he doesn't make a right Savidovic of things. Over the line we go. On to lap 15
he might be able
17.
to win a huge wodge of cash at the end of this.
Oh, that is very good. That is very good. Battle for third place is still heating up. Carl Janssen is doing everything in his power to keep Blackhall at bay for a little moment there, going down the front straight. Looked like Murray was going to be able to get by both of them, but now he's got to defend from Williams.
You're right there, Murray. It won't be...
Hopefully he won't be mowing the... You know what I'm going to say. Hopefully he won't be mowing the lawn.
I was going to say, is it a full-on task?
Oh.
Full-on, it's not the easiest, because he's just been hit by Williams.
Children of the lawn. That's a lesser replacement there. What's happened to Brown?
Oh, disqualified, surely.
Dan Brown is gone. Now, what happened here?
Oh, Daniel Brown gone, yes. Oh, a disqualification. Martin Front as well. Chris Wood also disqualified. Anwar Smith's 1 incident away. Jack Sedgwick 2 incidents away.
Right then. 2 laps to go. And the battle for third has now been reduced to 3 cars. Janssen, Blackhall and Murray separated by about half a second.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, this. Need to be careful they don't allow that marauding pack of Baxter, Simpson, Savidovic and Baker to get in there as well. Because this is almost one group. Not far off. And Janssen, he's kept Blackhall behind for a while. I wonder if Jake's just thinking, and I've not had a good season, I've had a lot of DNFs. Do I just get those points for 4th place?
Looking at the back from the gearbox of Carl Janssen. See him feathering, you can hear him feathering the throttle through there. And
what you do see as well, looking back at Blackhall and Murray, 2 differing lines between those two as well.
Yeah.
Different ways of attacking this Summit Point Raceway. The white flag is in the air, so the attacking will have to start now, surely. Blackhall's in the middle of the course. He needs to defend here. Just be careful he doesn't come too far back across. We saw on Sunday how that can end in tears. Murray trying to go around the outside of Blackhole. Williams getting involved as well. Williams has been in the thick of this one.
Last lap then. Do or die here for these guys, and Williams is coming up with a right head of steam to possibly take a top 5 away from Lorne Murray if he's not too careful. But now we're into the tight and twisty section of the circuit, where really the positions are going to stay the same unless you try a last lap lunge.
Williams super quick in sector 1, really closes in. But I don't think he's got anything for Lorne Murray. And likewise, I don't think these positions are going to change before the end.
Pretty close to the front, isn't it?
Yeah, neither is that at the front. Brian Holmes, he goes wide, slightly cocks up the final corner, but he comes across and he takes round 3 of the evening for the second week in a row. Brian Holmes is on the top step of the podium. Stalin Chepelewski marks his return with second. And here comes Janssen. And that battle was close, Adam, very close.
Yeah, just about third position. Blackhall 4th, Murray 5th, Williams 6th, Baxter 7th, 8th, Alex Simpson, 9th, Wojciech Savidovic, 2 Apex cars there, and Dave Baker standing at the top 10.
That's Laidler, Newman, Malcolm and Johnston. Very close at the line between Roskell and McNally, and it's just Roskell. He's just a Roskell, is he? And Roskell.
Credit to some of
in 32nd.
Credit to some of these drivers down here, by the way. Ben Hackerson, 24 positions gains to finish in 23rd. Woodhouse and McNally both gaining double figures. Same for Lee Deemer. Quite a few other cars gaining some positions as well. We'll run you through those in the results in a moment. But yeah, good race out there, everybody. Poor Michael Blake on the iRace on the YouTube chat has a good qualifying and not a good race meeting. But hopefully that qualifying form can be replicated at the next race meeting.
Does not mean replicated.
Oh.
Replicated, duplicated. Could be that. Transmuted. There's a few words you could use in there. But one thing I can say is I'm delighted with that meeting. I thought it was a great meeting. And yeah, I wonder if you could do the honours with the finishing order then.
Yeah, Michael Blake parted with his good qualifying.
Parted with his good form.
Right, there we go. Let's get the timing tower off the screen. And the lap counter as well. And bring up the results. There they are. Brian Holmes wins then. Don't know why Stalin Chepelewski is not being shown in second place there. No clue at all why he's not in there. I know why, because he's not on the data sheet, that's why. So those positions are going to be somewhat distorted. So Chepelewski 2nd, Janssen 3rd, Blackhall 4th, Murray 5th, Baxter 6th, 7th for Alex Simpson, 8th for Wojciech Savidovic, 9th for Dave Baker, and 10th, 9th Savidovic, 10th Dave Baker. 11th for Ross McFarlane, 12th Paul Smith, 13th for Jamie Rushworth, 14th Alex Everett, Stuart McFadden finishing in 15th place, 16th for Nicole Foggy, Dave Crozier 17th, 18th for Rusty Laidler, 19th for Pete Newman, 20th Scott Malcolm, Mark Johnston finishing in 21st, 22nd place for Jack McIntyre, then Ben Hackerson, 24 positions gained to finish in 23rd. 24th place for Tristan Bodis, 25th John Roberts, then Max Wright in 26th. Pete Harrod finishing in 27th place, Jack Sedgwick 28th, 29th for Simon Edwards and 30th for Colin Cunniff. 31st Nathan Davis, 32nd Ian Roskell, 33rd place for Adam McNally, 34th Mark Woodhouse, then Matt Keeber 35th, 36th for Lee Deemer, Adam Hadfield 37th, then Josh Thompson 38th place. Quiet evening for Josh. Hopefully he'll be back up there towards the front at the next race meeting. Can't remember where we are at next, actually. Need to get that up to find out. Then Nick Madsen, Anwar Smith, Rob Graham. Then Christian Rose, Kip Stevens in 43rd. Then Dave Christie and Dan Brown. Chris Woods. Haven't seen. I think we can say that's 3 bad races because I haven't seen him near the front since. He was up there in race 1, wasn't he, Chris Wood? But yeah, I haven't seen him since then. Then Martin Front, Sven Glatzel, Johnny Brandon, Ash Sutton, Magic Sakovic, Adam Delmont, Michael Blake, and Michael Hall bringing up the rear in 54th position. And yeah, there he is.
Yeah, some way down the order, and out on the very first lap was Michael Hall. So, yeah, some drivers had a successful outing today. Some didn't. We would. I mean, it wouldn't be a Thursday night if we didn't speak with Alex Simpson. Hello, mate.
Oh, hello.
Hello. So yeah, take us through that. How did that go? It looked like you were right in the thick of it.
Yeah, all 3 races. Tough meeting, that one. Not a track that I'm at all familiar with, so yeah, I might have to rethink my 1 hour's worth of practice method for tracks that I don't know, because I was a bit out of my depth, if I'm honest, in the first sort of race and a half. I really didn't know where to place the car or anything, and was losing places, kept nicking the grass. In the final race, I was driving a bit too conservative in those corners and things like that. So, yep, that'll teach me, I think. So, I think, yeah, for these tracks...
You're always saying about practice as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'll have to eat my own words.
Don't just jump into races. It won't work, he says.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. 3 finishes. That's what I'm at. Had some great battles tonight. Nick Arwin, race 2, then Stuart McFadden as well. Both of them when I hit the grass and nearly put it in the wall, lost places. But still, it was good for a lap while we were side by side. And then with Dave in that last one as well, that was really good fun. So yeah, enjoyed that.
As it's, you've obviously commentated on a lot of races here. But as this is one of your first races driving here for a long time, which parts of the track do you like and which parts do you not like?
Should we talk about which ones I'm quick at, which ones I'm not? That's kind of the same thing, really. So I like I like the first couple of sectors, but then in that, after you go through the kink and you're into the hairpin, after that hairpin, boy, am I slow. I was losing some serious time there. In the fast left after the turn 1 as well, I was losing time there in the last race, just because I was a bit nervous of nicking the grass and braking. Yeah, that final sector really, or not final, the penultimate sector, I guess, really tough. You have to be so patient. This Kia just wants to understeer like crazy. It's ridiculous. You're like, come on, it's time to go, and doesn't want to know.
I mean, I don't know if you, I find like 3/4 throttle is sort of a good way to do it.
Yep. Yeah, I'd say that was
kind of turns.
Yeah, that's the thing. It kind of turns. I think that's the best way to describe it.
But yeah, I don't know what it is about that part of the track as well. But no matter how many times I come around this circuit in all these different cars, I'm slow there as well. So I just can't nail it really, I'm afraid. But I'm like you. I'm good in the last corner. I'm good in the first 2 or 3 corners. But yeah, the rest of it is just a bit of a shambles, I'm afraid. Adam, you got anything for Alex?
Yeah. How do you keep up with everybody on the opening lap of a race when you're doing the cameras?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't. I think your best bet is just to put it on a far cam and point it at somebody towards the front, and then just try and catch some of the mayhem that goes on. That's it, But then always go back to that front person. Yeah, or front three.
There wasn't a lot of mayhem this week.
No, well, I tell you what, it's really difficult It was really difficult to overtake here. There was very few opportunities to get run. It was more where people made mistakes. I mean, I think I was running slightly higher wing than sort of a good portion of my team anyway. And I really noticed that in race 2 because I wanted to move forward and I just couldn't get the run on anybody. The car was better in the areas that I was weak at, but then I went slightly lower wing on the final race because I was like, I just can't have that. So I need to be able to, get a run when it happens. And as it is, when you're in the pack, you tend to be that little bit slower through the corners anyway. So kind of didn't make a great deal of difference. I weren't making any gains there, so or any losses with the lower wing. So yeah, it worked out quite well, and I was able to pick up a few places in that final.
Well,
sorry, yeah, go on.
I've got a typical question here. Next week is the Nordschleifer. It's the Nordschleifer, Alex. So.
He definitely won't be able to do 1 week's practice for that one.
Yeah.
1 hour, sorry. We'll need a week.
Well, what can you say? I'll get practicing in a moment. I think I got a track guide video to do for the academy, and then I'll get practicing.
Does the
I do not want to go there.
Does the
Do you need any help in the comms booth?
Might do actually. You might do
I'll
actually.
get a reserve in.
Actually, we might do. Adam's not here.
Because
Oh dear.
Man United are playing on Thursday, so I've got to work. I'm probably going to be working that game, unfortunately.
So will that be a convenient dropped round?
I might have to be. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really want to take. I've had a couple of bad rounds already, so I don't really want to take them. I'm not even sure on the rules on the drop rounds. Are the drop rounds?
While you're driving round, it's easy, that place.
I don't know if the academy provides a sat nav as some of their additional software, but you might need it.
I need a rally co-pilot. I think easy left.
Into hairpin right, into carousel.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It's a mile-long straight.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, mate, and we will catch up after the race.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Well, that's Alex.
And after, I must admit, the last couple of times, this gentleman, Adam, has been asking for an interview. We haven't given him one, so I think we'll honour him this time.
Who is it?
Stuart McFadden.
Oh, hello. So I couldn't get onto the Discord, so I couldn't see who it was. How are you?
First you swear at him, and then this.
How you doing, guys?
Yeah, it's the track of where me and Stuart McFadden collided many moons ago in the World Series. Yeah, how was that evening for you? A lot of overtaking, quite a lot of positions gained in the free races for you.
Yeah, it's a pretty average night. Nothing too special, but yeah, the racing around here has been really, really good. We thought going into the night that it was going to be really a lot of carnage, a lot of crashes, especially going in that first bend with the pit straight being so narrow, where people bumping in and quarter panel and come back on the track and stuff like that. But none of that really happened, so it was a fairly clean night for the type of track. But we just need to wait on for next week at the Northlife.
How were the tyres out there? Because we were reminiscing about when we raced in the Kia through that middle sector. It really does punish the tyres from memory.
So what was that you were breaking up?
How were the tyres out there going through the middle sector?
Well, at the start of the race, you kind of need to. There's not really much to be gained through that middle sector, so you try and I'm not going to give anything away, but you just try and make them not kind of heat them up. Because the tyres in iRacing are really, really kind of wary to heat. So any heat goes through them, it just goes kills the tyres completely. So keeping the kind of not pushing them as a qualifying lap, but not being slow is a kind of that kind of balance of when you need the tyres and when you don't need them. But in the middle sector, I mean, it wasn't really a bother. But it definitely did. It's kind of the worst bit of the track for tyre wear, but we kind of keep them. I mean, you can do a lot with the setup to kind of help with the tyre wear, so it wasn't too much of an issue.
And Alex was not, from what we could gather, he wasn't looking forward to the Nordschleife next week. What about you?
Unfortunately, we'll be there. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to watching everyone crash.
Well, there is a co-pilot's opportunity for Alex Simpson if you wanted to teach him, but yeah, I think you might.
Alex has got plenty of experience. He doesn't need a wee young guy teaching him how to drive.
There you go. Well, Stuart, before I let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anybody?
CQR guys again, just all the helping me with setups and stuff like that. I'm kind of learning a lot with them every week, so. The big shout out goes to Scott Malcolm for his driving in the last race. He's definitely come on leaps and bounds, which is good to see. So yeah, those two people.
Great. Well, yeah, well done on an entertaining evening from your point of view. Enjoy the week off, and you'll be back for hopefully the meeting after that, which will be, as he loads up the sheet, would be Indianapolis.
Well, I think I'll miss that week too. No, I'm kidding on. I'll make it.
Great. Chat to you in a bit, Stuart.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, guys.
Stuart Fadden there.
Yeah, thanks for Stu to join us. I think the final victim should be someone who, well, we've not actually managed to speak to.
I think we've spoken since Germany, have we?
Yeah, Sterling Chepelewski joins us. Hello, mate.
Hello.
Hello.
Andrew, Adam, how are you guys?
Look what the cat dragged in, eh?
Hey.
Sterling Cheplewski. Well, welcome back to the BSRTC. It's been a long time. And you look like you had fun out there.
Oh, guys, a lot of fun. Yeah, really. I missed that. I really missed that championship. Just, the things came that way that I decided to go that journey through the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens that they put the same day with the BSR races. So, yeah, I go for the dirt because this is something I wait for, I feel like, my entire life.
Long time, yeah.
Yeah, to drive dirt and rally style stuff like this. But
so just for those at home who don't know, if they're new to the championship, if they don't know, what have you been doing? Because you've been doing the Global Rallycross, I believe.
yes, I do the last 4 months the Global Rallycross, and I go actually quite well there. So then iRacing decided to put World Championship, sponsored by GRC and Red Bull, and we run for pro license. It was 23 pro license available. We just finished last week, so I qualify. And now, yeah, we're gonna run every second week there, so I will be available and help Apex if they need me. And I will be really happy to be around because I really missed that racing with those guys.
Well, especially if more drivers mysteriously go missing, I'm sure you'll have a few more chances to to drive in the series.
Yeah.
Well, when do you think then we're going to see you back? Because it sounds like you won't be at the Nordschleife, but will you be? Where's the next round after that, Adam?
It's Indianapolis.
Do you think you'll be at Indianapolis in 2 weeks' time?
I will be available if Apex need me. I will be there for sure. I love to be back. I can race every second week. It's just if the team have place for me. That's all. Because the guys now running, then they are in full program. Just the hub and cuts last night had something to do, and the place was available for me, so I cover cuts for this race. But they all fighting for the standing, so yeah.
Perfect. When the alternative is either you or me for the reserve spot, I think I know which one is the better one. Thank you very much, Sterling, for joining us, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah, thank you too, guys. Thank you too. Nice to be with you again.
Yes, mate. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Sterling Cheplewski there. We're hoping to catch up with him again in Germany. We hope that's going to be the case. But great to have him back in the series.
Yeah, I really enjoyed hearing from him there. I don't think I've actually spoken to him since Germany. So
no,
yeah.
I don't think I have either. And it's good to get a veteran driver like that back in. A lot of experience, a lot of wins in this series, and a lot of wins in the future, I'm sure, as well. Adam, been an absolute pleasure tonight to bring the action from Summit Point. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too.
Yeah. Summit Point delivered everything that I was expecting. I think it was tough for everybody out there, tough to get the overtakes done, but the cream, as they say, always rises to the top, and we saw that in great amounts today, and hopefully the Nordschleife will pose a different test to them next week.
Oh, it certainly will. I don't envy that after doing the Nordschleife last week in the Renault as well. So, and speaking of which, we'll be back tomorrow night when I will be tackling Donington Park in the Apex Online Racing Formula Renault 2.0. Join us for that one at 8:30 p.m. That should be worth a watch. And also into Saturday, Sunday, we've got more action on the channel as well. But wins for David Baker, for Pete Harrod, and for Brian Holmes tonight mean that this championship is well and truly open. From all of us here at the BSRTC, it's good night, and we will see you tomorrow night.